Yeah, this is a big one, because this is kind of my world, my wheelhouse that I've dealt with for the past, 14, 15 years is wealth preservation and, passing assets to heirs and life insurance and all that sort of good stuff. So I've just been doing this so long where I've seen people that make the mistakes by not having an airtight estate plan, or just having an estate plan at all, right? So when it comes to protecting financial legacy, I think some important things to consider, short-term and long-term, number one, what assets do I have? How are they currently protected? And this includes bank accounts. Even with your checking and savings account, a lot of us don't have, with just even something as simple as that, we don't have transfer on death for those accounts, even for our spouse. So if, something happened to me, God forbid, car accident or something, is my wife on my account? Is it set to transfer to her on death in an accident? Just something that simple. So
it's never too soon. It can be too late to plan when we're gone, but it can never be too early to plan. I've had people say, I don't own anything. There's nothing for me to plan for. You've got a job, you own a car, you have a bank account. And if you've got anybody that depends on you, whether that's horizontal from you, brothers, sisters, or obviously the children are the first thing we usually think about, spouses and children, even parents sometimes. If somebody passes away, if they don't have that sideways or downward tree legacy, the parents then can help or can receive from that. So I think the first thing is to decide, if something happens to me, who's at a potential loss, who's got to do stuff. And that's the first thing to think about. And that's anyone, any age, any financial situation.
I think the questions you should be asking really depend on the life stage, right, in which you find yourself currently in. For example, someone younger, say age 25 to 35, more or less it should be asking questions of what do they need to know about financial planning basics to build wealth? Will I have enough money to cover short-term emergencies? Will my family be taken care of if something were to happen to me in an unlikely event that I pass away? When I go to age 35, 45, those questions shift a little bit. They become more focused on correctly managing finances, liabilities, and risks appropriately. So, for example, what will happen to me if I'm unable to work? Can I afford to send my children to college? And what happens to my family if I die? As I get closer to retiring, age 45 to 65, now my concerns really start stemming out of, will I run out of money in retirement? So those questions I start asking are, how much money do I need to retire comfortably? How do I want to spend my time in retirement? Where do I want to live when I retire? Am I maxing out tax-preferred plans such as 401ks, IRAs, Roths each year? Should I start considering long-term care insurance? And then ultimately, when we get to retirement age, it's how can I create a lasting legacy? When should I start receiving Social Security benefits? How long am I likely to live? Do I have enough long-term care and life insurance? What account should I draw from first? And who will manage my finances in case of incapacity? All of these are questions that you should be asking based upon where you find yourself currently in life stage today. But as for when you should start asking them, now. Regardless of the present life stage, you need to start asking questions from a financial professional today, now, if not yesterday.
Let's paint a picture of a hypothetical 45-year-old. Maybe it's you, maybe it's your client. You have a good career, a spouse you cherish, a goal for educating your children, a timeline for paying off your mortgage and your debt, and a plan for retirement that's about 20 years from now. People depend upon you, people you love, but how can you protect the life you're building and your financial legacy if you die too young or you become disabled? Whether that happens tomorrow or in 5 years or in 15, unless you've saved a lifetime's worth of income, your family's future will be in jeopardy. Their lives will change dramatically if they lose your income. They may have to move out of the family home, change schools, live with relatives, maybe reevaluate higher education goals. So where will the money come from to support your family? Consider such contracts as life insurance, disability, and annuities. Properly planned, your family can continue to receive the equivalent of your entire income for the balance of your expecting working life. And that income will continue long after you've passed away or become disabled. Having the right insurance plan in place can literally save a family. In the short run, imagine the stress avoidance for you and your partner not having to worry about the what-ifs. But when is the best time to put a plan in place? It's now, when you're still healthy enough to qualify. I found there's no shortage of people who want to buy insurance following their triple bypass or cancer diagnosis. Please remember, these types of policies don't change your life. They prevent your loved ones' lives from changing, and that's the real financial protection.